last 2 years, there's been a series of tunnels constructed in a mountain near the Iranian nuclear site at Natanz. Now, these tunnel systems are really worrying both non-proliferation experts as well as intelligence analysts who have been monitoring the construction for years via satellite photos.
We compared the two entrance and exit of the underground facility, which we know the actual height, the elevation of those at the mountain, and we know the elevation of the mountain itself. And this underground facility we estimate to be anywhere between 80 and 100 meters below ground. The depth of the facility is a concern because it would be much harder to destroy using conventional weapons, such as like a typical bunker buster bomb. And so the Iranians are trying to build resiliency into their program, and it's heading in the air.
For its part, Iran says that its nuclear program is peaceful, that it follows and complies with the orders of the International Atomic Energy Agency, and that it does not seek to build a nuclear weapon. However, over the last couple of months, we've heard Iranian officials increasingly talk about their ability to build a bomb, should they choose to do so. Both America and Israel said they're not going to allow Iran to build a nuclear weapon, and both have been blamed for sabotage attacks on Iran's program in the past. What experts fear is that this new construction could push what's been a shadowy conflict out into the open.
Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 4, verse 20, it reads, "The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again." Giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Power of Israel, Yahweh, Bashima Mashiach Yahweh Shai, Ruha Ruka Kudash, double honors to the mighty men, the elders, and the apostles in the community, waking up the lost sheep, the house of Israel in these last days. Peace and blessings to everyone doing this truth and humbleness, sincerity. Again, I'm going to say shalom. And, family, we're witnessing the end of this rulership. And that day is getting closer and closer. Right? I'm not going to tell y'all on this platform. Here you got the BRICS Nation. Okay, that was an account on the Iranians from a few months ago. They don't have a nuclear, they don't have facilities, okay? They don't have nuclear facilities under the ground or underground just to have it. And it's not a secret. I posted that Iran actually is going to, they're already making weapons. They say they have the means for hypersonic technology, hypersonic weapons. They have that. And at some point, and soon, far sooner than we could believe or comprehend, America is going to suddenly be taken in the judgment that's pending. So it's an urgent calling for Israelites to keep the commandments, and Israelites in the world. Okay? The clock is running out. Right? The clock is running out on America and little America. And you see how they run in the world, right? Let's get the classic. Let's get the classic in Job 9 and 24, right? You see how this world is currently being ran? It don't look good, right? Job 9 and 24, it reads, "The earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" And it's obvious who runs this world. Okay? And it's common sense to do the research. You don't need a college degree to figure out who runs this earth. Okay? You don't need a master degree to figure out who's been set up, who's controlling it. and the direction they're taking humanity. It's contrary to the oracles before you, right? The elites don't give a damn about a Democrat or Republican party, right? All these presidential runner-ups, they all gonna bow to them elites, and they gonna do everything all the other presidents past done, forward the elites' agenda. And it's like a Ponzi scheme. It's a game. It's like voting. It's a waste of time and energy. And for you Negroes in America, how long y'all gonna cleave to oppression? Right? It's common sense. But I said this in the video past, common sense is only given to the chosen. Everyone don't have common sense. Right? Let's read that again. Job 9:24. It reads, Slakia. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And that's plain. That's these wicked elites, okay? These wicked neocons, okay? The Ku Klux Klanman government, all them offsprings of the Dukes of Edom controlling this world in total madness. And they're setting the stage for nuclear destruction with the hopes, okay, of a BlackRock and all those families tied to that and those corporations to rebuild after they destroy it. They have a problem though. This is what the masses, especially here in America, not anticipating the return of Jesus Christ, Hamashiach Yahushai, right? Let's get that. Let's get that in the book of Joel, right? That's who's gonna get between their plans. We can see the writings on the wall. It's not much time left. We're still living the build-up, obviously, but once this clock expires, the great judgment day, right? The great judgment day will be made manifest, and it will be a wrap on America and little America. Okay? This was going to happen while they're pushing Russia to the brink of a nuclear war. And that's actually going to play out. Alright? Joel 3:1. For behold, in those days, in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. When it says bring again, that's going into its ending. The people set up in 1948, they're not slaves to nobody. They own and control America. Okay? So they're not slaves. Now the Negroes in America are the slaves, and the other tribes, okay, scattered to the four corners of the earth, okay. The reason why the elite do what they do is because you have two parts of our people that's going to serve Satan. Your Zechariah 13:8 Hebrew Israelites. Okay. You see celebrities, like case in point, D. Wade and his wife pushing sickness, a sickness vibration to the masses, among other factions of our people, serving on the left-hand side. That's why America does what it does. They use the wicked of our people. And due to the curses, only the elect's going to see and hearken, keep the commandments, okay, and get the deliverance. The elect's going to get saved, and that's it. Two parts of the people, they're going to be destroyed. Let's read it from the top. Joel 3:1. For behold, in those days and that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the people and parted my land. Okay, because the so-called Negroes in America and the other Israelites scattered, that's who salvation's for. That's who's going to get delivered. Okay, when your nuclear missiles, your sirens, all that stuff go off, the elect's going to get the deliverance. Okay? The elect's going to be delivered. And if you're not found written in the Lamb's Book of Life, you're going to burn up with Massa. Okay? This day, this time in prophecy, contrary to popular belief, it's getting closer and closer. Yahweh Israel can't tell you the day, time, and hour, but these warning signs are on high. This is why it's urgent to keep the commandments. You have to do this. You can't be a lukewarm Israelite. You can't be a, General Disclaimer, Clark Kent Israelite. Only wear the garment on your Sabbath day and then just walk around looking like a heathen throughout the week. That's madness. Okay. Time is running out. These BRICS nations, okay, they're not set up just to combat America on the economic stage. They're actually set up to destroy America. Led by China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea. Right? And America's asleep. You have an administration. You have an administration that's in bed with China. Okay, and I'm going to go here. You have both sides talking about Republicans, the migrants, they're flooding the gates. One source, I won't put them out there, went into how you may have so-called Latinos enter into the borders, but no one is really talking about how many Chinese migrants, okay, has come through that border. No one, one source mentioned it, I won't put them out there, but I notice America sleeping on that. Everything is about the Latinos, the Latinos, and the Latinos. And the reality is they're just looking for a job. Okay, that's a that's a racism, neo-Nazi narrative on Latino people. Because we know the Latinos are Israelites. The indigenous of the land, they're all Israelites. But China's emphatically infiltrating America, and most are not talking about it. So when this sudden judgment hit, it's going to be over. Let's read this again. From the top, Joel 3:1. For behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations, will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Okay? And Israel was scattered in the midst of the people. Slakia. Israel was scattered in the midst of other people. Let's prove that. Let's get the old classic in John 7. Let me just melt Christianity real quick. John 7 and verse, I'm going to start at verse 34. John 7 and 34. Ye shall seek me and shall not find me. And where I am, hither ye cannot come. Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? Okay. And who was dispersed among the Gentiles? Who was scattered by cargo slave ships historically? The so-called Negro in America. Okay, when Columbus and his thugs, when all that racism, white supremacy began to take over what we call North America today, Osirith and the Apocrypha, still North America, they even begin to put the Mexicans, the Latinos, and all the indigenous on board to scatter them, going into them slave passages. Okay, so who was scattered among the people? The Hebrew Israelites were scattered among the people. It was done by the hands of racism, white supremacy. And this is why they're being judged. This is why these other nations are setting up nuclear facilities, building nuclear weapons, SARMATs, hypersonic nuclear missiles to take this place in 1 hour, as it's written. Okay, I'm going to read this again. John 7 and verse 35. This is the point. Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? Okay. So this deliverance and salvation is only for the scattered sheep of the house of Israel. That's Matthews 5 and 10, or 10 and 5, Salakia. It's Matthews 10 and 5, it's Matthews 15 and 24. They link up, they say the same thing. Okay. And that cuts Christianity, that cuts vocab, that cuts Bible flock, that cuts all them apologetics that's teaching the spiritual. How the hell it's spiritual for everyone to be an Israelite and get salvation? Okay, it ain't spiritual for us to become a member of BlackRock and pay off no debt. It doesn't even make sense. But them racism, white supremacists, they'll throw that in our face in a second. But they don't even read the Bible. Okay, most of them, they have a megaphone. They roll up on the camps and just spill rhetoric with no scripture. That's the MO. And weak-minded Jake, they run for it. They believe everything. Okay. This deliverance that's coming, it's only for the 12 tribes of Israel. That's it. Okay. Let's get Acts 5 for old time's sake. Let's get straight to the point. I know what I want. It's Acts 5 and verse 29. And it reads, Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, We ought to obey God rather than man. The God of our fathers raised up Jesus, whom you slew and hanged on a tree. Okay. Verse 31. Him had God exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins. That gashes your everybody doctrine. Right, Pastor Dow? That spiritual Israel nonsense is cut to hell. And anyone that follow that, I went to a video recently about that clown Yaju and Antichrist out there. Don't follow these guys, okay? Because the great judgment day is close. It's going to come at some point. It could be this season. It may be a few more seasons. Like I said, can't tell y'all when the day is. I don't know that. Only the Father knows. right? But for us in the knowledge of this truth, we have to keep these commandments and share this truth. Okay, that's the mission, right? And this unfortunate for the enemies of our people, right? Acts 5 and verse 33. When they heard that, they were cut to the heart and took counsel to slay them. Yeah, of course. So you got, decrees being set up against all Israelite teachers. I don't give a damn. Y'all know I don't care, man. The faster they get us, the faster we out of here. That's the end all be all. There ain't nobody running from a damn thing. Okay. Salvation is for the 12 tribes of Israel, chiefly a people of color. We put this out here. It's chiefly a people of color, but you have the Israelites that's mixed in, okay? They mixed with the heathen, okay? So you have Israelites that's going to look like the other nations. Confusion of faces, Israelite. There's an account in Daniel's and the other accounts, okay? You will have Israelites that's going to look like Indians, Asians, so-called white people. You're going to have Israelites that's going to look like the other nations. So there's no such thing as a Negro only. If your spirit bear witness to this, you have to keep the commandments. Because as you can see, you heard it in the audio, time is running out. And you want to be on the right-hand side of the judgment. We're going to get that, and I'm going to end this video. Let's get the classic in Isaiah 43, I believe. I hadn't read this one in a minute. This is salvation on the right-hand side. Okay? Isaiah 43 and 1. But now thus said the Lord that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name. Thou art mine. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee. And through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. That's parabolic when Israel crossed the Red Sea. When you read those Exodus accounts, Exodus 13, 14, and 15 chiefly, Israel crossed the Red Sea. And when they were all atop, okay, what the Most High did to Pharaoh and his thugs, he had the waters come down and overthrow him. Exodus 15, 3 and verse 4. Okay, I'll just read Exodus, the 14th chapter. It's going to tell you the same thing verbatim. They were destroyed. I'm going to read on. Isaiah 43, start at verse 2 from the top. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. All praise to the Most High. Now that's parabolic to the next final Exodus, to the wilderness. See the image in front of you there. Okay? If you're chosen, let's read it again. If you're chosen, it reads, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. Now, the Most High is going to shield the elect. And there's an account in Revelations when the Most High say, come up hither. In other words, this going into that great deliverance day. That's going to be a supernatural phenomenon for the chosen not to be touched by the fire. Everyone else is going to be turned to dust and they'll be shielded. Let's come up hither. One moment. This is a very exciting day coming for the elect. The fire will not touch the elect. And the Most High won't leave you in the fire. It is one doctrine. one brother said about there's no chariots that's gonna beat up the Israelites. Well, that's not biblical. Let's get that precept. Let's get Revelations 11 and 12. Right? He's not gonna leave you in the fire. Right? I heard that. That's madness. Revelations 11 and 12. It reads, "And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them." In other words, the enemies is going to be confounded because they're going to witness the elect delivered while they see the walls of fire come to burn them away. It's going to happen. Okay. That's the time that's approaching us, contrary to popular belief. It's almost time for the great judgment day, right? I'll read that again. This is dealing with salvation on the right-hand side. Okay? For Israelites keeping the commandments in humbleness and sincerity, giving exhortation, humble brothers teaching on the corners, okay, on YouTube, that's moving in the spirit of Christ, Hamashiach Yahushua. This is a great reward for the elect. And for those that's contrary to the truth, and that's against this, they're going to perish on the left-hand side. But this is salvation on the right-hand side. From the top, Isaiah 43 and 2. "When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee." Okay. "And through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee." Okay. And the Most High is going to beam me up with the chariot and take you back to Zion. Okay. That's what's going to happen in your new body. But it doesn't end there. Christ is going to deal with the other nations. I would imagine Russia and China, North Korea. Okay. A lot of them BRICS nations still going to be around. America going to be finished. Okay. But you have to deal with the new covenant. Okay, let's get that. Hebrews 8 and 8. We can see the time is winding down on America. We can see that. Right? Hebrews, I want 8 and 8. It reads, I'm going to start at 7. Hebrews 8 and 7. "For it that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second." Verse 8. "For finding fault with them, he said, Behold, the days come, said the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Judah." From the top. "For finding fault with them, he said, Behold, the days come, said the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah." Okay? "Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt." That's dealing with the Exodus past. That's about 4,000 years ago. Okay? "Because they continued not my covenant, and I regarded them not, said the Lord." Verse 10. "For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, said the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and that will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. By Shema Mashiach Yahushai. That's going into the bond of the covenant. Ezekiel 20, I believe that's 33 to at least 36, 37, somewhere around there. Let's get it. I'm gonna end it with that. Keep the commandments, family. That's all I can tell y'all. Because remember, the great judgment day is going to be as a thief in the night, right? The great judgment day is going to come as a thief in the night. Most people, especially here in America, no one's anticipating the destruction of America, and it's imminent. We're going to end it here. Ezekiel 20 and verse, we're going to start at 34. And I will bring you out from the people and will gather you out of the countries wherein you are scattered. That's another gashing on Christianity. With a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people. And there will I plead with you face to face. That's going into the one-on-one with Christ, Hamashiach Yahushai. Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt, so will I plead with you, said the Lord God. And I will cause you to pass under the rod and will bring you into the bond of the covenant. Okay? That's deliverance for the elect. New bodies, immortality, rulership, dominion. That's what that new covenant is going to bring in. We don't have that. You got clowns in the world, and you have clowns in Israel talking this rhetoric that we in the new covenant. La'ah. This is future prophecy that didn't happen, but it's on the way. I'll read that again. Ezekiel 20 and 37. And I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant. Okay? That's when Christ is on the scene. Right? And this is judgment on the left-hand side for the lukewarm of our people. Ezekiel 20 and 38. I will purge out from among you the rebels and them that transgress against me. I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel. And you shall know that I am the Lord. And with that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Power of Israel, Yahweh, Bashima Mashiach Yahushai. Double honors to mighty men, the elders, and the apostles in the community, waking up the lost sheep of the house of Israel these last days. Peace and blessings to everyone doing this truth and humbleness and sincerity. Israel, I love y'all. We got next. Shalom.